Okay, so we have discussed, we are discussing actually loops. Okay, so in the loops, for loop, while loop, do while loop. These things we have discussed, and still we have to discuss for each. Okay, so I just will come back to for each loop, and before that, let us try to do at least one example using the nested. So already we discussed it, like what exactly nested is. One loop contains the another loop. Okay, suppose if I have a for loop, can someone confirm, like, do we discuss the while and do while loop?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, suppose one for loop, generally we will have the initialization condition. This is the last week class. I'm just trying to repeat it. And condition, the increment or decrement we will have. So within the loop, that may be for or while or any if statements, one contains the other. Generally, we call them as the nested. One contains the another things. Okay. So if we have some logic like this, then we will call it as the nested loop statement. Okay. So this is a quite common concept. See, the concept of the nested is common. Sometimes we do with the control statement, if statements, if else statement, or sometimes we do with the for loop, that kind of things. So there are many scenarios where we were supposed to work with the for loop, nested loop. We will go through the examples, but before that, try to see one example. The purpose of the example here is, suppose if you would like to decide a number is the prime number or not. So, and by the way, okay, I will check it at the end of the class. Okay. So if you are asked to print, uh, suppose if we give a number, the system have to find out whether the given number is the prime number or not. So this is the example program that been considered in order to understand the for loop, nested loop. So when we have this program, what is the logic or condition of the program? Okay, so I'm giving a number at runtime, say 10. I would like to, my program have to evaluate the given number is the prime number or not. So the logic for this one is, what would be the a prime number? A number which is divisible by one in itself. Generally, we call it as a prime number. That means a number should have only two factors which divides the same number with zero remainder. So that is the logic we need to implement now. Okay, so this is one of the scenario where we were supposed to work with the nested loops. Even along with the arrays concept, we do have more examples, but just try to understand the simple logic. Then we can see the elaborated purpose of it. Okay, so let me take a number. In number, I have declared a variable. Then I will try to take this number at runtime. I will try to take this number at runtime. So these are known things so that I'm not stressing more. Okay, I read the number. Then, okay, this is where I have to implement the logic for prime number. Okay, so to decide a number is the prime number. So what is the logic for this one? Okay, suppose consider I'm trying to key in a number 10. Okay, 10. What is the logic for this one is, I will take a variable in count. Initially, it would be equal to 0. equal to 0. Now what I will do is I will start from 1. Okay, I will start from 1. We'll try to divide the number with the 10. Okay, 10. Okay, divided by 0. Sorry, 1. Okay, the remainder is 0. So when the remainder is 0, what I will do is I will try to add count 1. Okay, so then 10 divided by 2, the remainder is equal to, guys, give me 1 second, something. Yeah, so the remainder is equal to 0, and then I will add a count of 1. And 10 divided by 3, like this, I will divide each number with 10. Then I will keep on increasing. So the remainder is 1. Okay, 10 divided by 3, remainder would be 1. So the count will not increase. So like this, I will try to find out, okay, I will try to find out number of factors that completely divides, means after dividing the remainder should be 0. That one, I will try to count them. Okay, so after it reaches to 10, by increasing this number, 10 divided by 10 is equal to 0, then I will I will increase the count. Suppose in this example, 10, how many factors I found here is up to this 10, maybe 5 would be there, but I do not put it here. But if I see 0, 1, 2, 3, I can see 3 numbers that is completely dividing 10 with the 0 remainder. That means 10 is not a um, prime number. Suppose if I take 3, what happens? 1 will be divided completely, 3 will be divided completely. Okay, then the total number of factors would be 2. Okay, 2. That means 3 is the prime number. So this is the logic I have to implement. But however, here we were not enforced to use the nested loop. Okay, so the same example we can extend to identify whether the given number is with to the for loop as well, nested loop as well. I will come to that part. First, let us try to figure out this one. Okay, so just to say a number is the prime number or not. So we have to start with the for loop. Okay, so take for int I equal to 1. Okay, I equal to 1. I less than or equal to number, because up to the number up to 10 we have to continue this one. And also here int count is equal to 0. Okay, int count equal to 0. So start dividing if, okay, if number, whatever input number we have given is divided by I is equal to 0. Okay, is 0. Then increase the count value. So the whatever logic I put it on other side, I'm trying to implement the same logic. Okay, count plus plus. Okay, I hope you know what is count plus plus. Count plus plus means count equal to count plus 1. Okay, so the same thing, whatever we have it there, count equal to count plus 1. So it will keep on adding count equal to count plus 1 when it finds I is equal to 0. So after exit from the low, okay, after exit from the low, then we have to check if count is equal to 2, means the total number of factors are equal to 2, then console dot write line its prime number. Or else we can print the number. Okay, whatever number is there, we can print that number. Okay, so this is the logic to find out a given number is the prime number or not. However, here we do not use the nested loop. I just will extend this example to enforce to use the nested loop as well, but try to understand this logic, how this is working. Okay, so I will try to keep a debugger here Okay, and before that, without debugger, try to run the application, see if it gives the valid output. Okay, enter a number 3. So this says 3 is the prime number. And let me try to give a different number. And I would like to input 6, and 6 is absolutely not a prime number. So it's not say, it does not say as a prime number. Maybe we have to include the else part. Okay, I will try to give 6. Okay, 6 is not a prime number. So basically the logic is working. Now let us see the execution pattern, like the logic we taught and this one. Let us try to compare with this one. Okay, so I'm trying to input 3. Okay, input 3. So now the number is 3, and at this moment the count is 0. So the I value is it's showing the default value. Now it will show the correct value. I value is equal to 1. Now I less than or equal to 3. So I logic is 1. The number is 3. I less than or equal to 3. The condition is true. Then it will enter into the loop statement. So in the loop statement, it will try to divide number with the I value. A number with the I value. So number is 3. I is 1 means 3 divided by 1. The remainder would be equal to 0. So as this if condition is true, what it will do is it will go inside, it will increase the count value. See, earlier the count was 0. After executing this particular logic, the count value becomes 1. Okay, the count value becomes 1. Am I recording? Yes. Okay, count value is equal to 1. Then it will increase the I value. Earlier the I value was 0. Okay, I value was 0. Then I less than number. See, I value become 2. Number is 3. It will go inside. Now, 3 divided by 2. The remainder is 1. Means this condition is false. When this condition is false, the count value will not be increased. From here, it will go to the end of the loop. So that means still the count value is 1 only. Okay, still the count value is 1 only. Then again it will increment the I value. I value becomes 2. Then it will go to check for the condition I less than or equal to 3. So the condition is true. So it will go here. Okay, number is 3. I value is 3. 3 divided by 3, the remainder would be 0. So that it will increase the count value. So at this moment, to the given number, there are total 2 factors which divides with the completely 0 remainder. Okay. Now I value becomes 4. 4 less than or equal to 3. The condition is failed. Then it will exit from the loop. So to the given number, how many factors were there? 2. So 2 means 1 and the same number. The number which is divisible by 1 and itself, we call it as the prime number. So as there are only 2 factors to the given number, it will consider it as the prime number. It will display as the given number is 3 is the prime number. Okay. Okay. So now let us give a number 6 and try to see. Okay. So I value increments 6 divided by 1. Okay. So it is the true condition. It will increase. Okay. Then I value becomes 2. 6 divided by 2. Okay. 6 divided by 2. 0. Okay. Okay. So 6 divided by 2. Now the count at this moment count is 2. Still it has to increase, right? Now only I value is 2. Now I value is 3. Okay, so 6 will divide with 3 also. Okay. Then 4 will not come. 5 will not. I think this is the 6. I value is 6. So 6 divided by 6, the count value becomes 3. Means the number 6 is having total four factors, 1, 2, 3, and 6. So the count is 4. As the count is not equal to 0 means there are more numbers which are dividing as the 0 remainder apart from 1 and itself. In between, we do have the other numbers. Then it will print as the 0 is not a prime number. So generally, this is the logic we need to understand to find whether given number is the prime number or not. However, let us try to take a different example. The example is, suppose if I give a number 10, it has to print all prime numbers up to 10. Okay, it has to print all prime numbers up to 10. That is where the concept of the prime numbers will comes to the, nested loops will comes to the picture. So now the logic need to be changed. Okay, so what is the logic is when I give 10, okay, when I give 10, it has to start dividing with 0. Okay, see how the logic should be executed is, I will give a number 10, okay, enter a value 10. Okay, how the logic will be executed is, okay, like this. It has to start with 1, okay, 1 divided by 1 is equal to 0, okay, terminate. Then it has to start with 2, 2 divided by 1 is equal to 0. Then 2 divided by 2 is equal to 0. Then it has to count number of variables. If the number of variables are 2, 2 has to print as the output. So it has to consider each number from 0 to 1 is equal to 0. 3 divided by 2 is equal to 1. And 3 divided by 3 is equal to 0. Okay. So if this is the prime number, it has to print 3 as the prime number. Okay. Okay. So like this, it has to take every number and it has to divide it with the all previous numbers. Suppose if I take 4, okay, if I take 4, 4 divided by 0 and 4 divided by 2 is equal to 0 and 4 divided by 3 is equal to 1 and 4 divided by 2 is equal to 0. So how many numbers, how many things we have as 0, 1, 2, 3? That means 3 is not, 4 is not prime number. It has to skip. Then again, it has to start with 5. So if you look at this logic, what is the logic to proceed is, it has to start from, as I have given 10, it has to start with 1 and it need to be divided with all the numbers less than to current number. At this moment, current number is 1. It need to be divided up to 1. In the second iteration, the number is 2. So it has to divide all the numbers less than 10. So it need to keep on increasing the value up to 10 and it need to be divided with all the numbers less than or equal to the same number. So this is the case exactly where we were supposed to work with the nested loop. A loop contains the another loop. Okay. So all of you understood what is the logic we need to implement? If yes, I can go to the coding part. Okay. Anyone, do you have any doubt? See, feel free to speak out. I am here to give you the best of my knowledge. So let me know if you don't understand the logic. See, getting output is not important. Understand the logic, put it into the code. That is most important factor. Okay. So before we go to the coding part, just can you raise your hand if you understand the logic to be implemented? I need response from all. Okay. Okay, fine. If you understand, we can start working on the logic. Okay, now we need to change this logic little bit. So what I will do is, whatever int count is there on top, let me take it, let me put it here. Okay, let me put it here. Now, I need to include another loop here, int, okay, int j is equal to 1 and j less than or equal to I, j plus plus. Okay, I will explain this logic. I divided by j is equal to 1 plus plus. Here, my intention is only to display the prime numbers. Okay. Just print the number. I don't need this text. But if you would like to understand how things are working, here you can keep. So this is just formatting to see the good output. Yeah, guys, give me one second. Okay, so let me run the program. I would like to see the it's delivering correct output or not. Then I will explain class. Five numbers are 10. So 357. Okay. So it's giving the correct output. Now try to explain, try to see it. Okay. So now try to understand that we were able to put the expected logic here or not. So this was the logic we taught. It has to start from 10. Okay. So first one will be checked, then it will check for 2. It will check for 2 and then we'll check for 3 and we'll check for the 4. So this is the expected logic. Okay, see now how it is working. So up to this part, it's very common code. So try to understand from here onwards. Okay, right. So consider like I'm giving a number 5. Okay, I will try to enter a 5. Means it has to print the numbers 2, 3, and 5. 2, 3, 5 are the prime numbers up to 5. It has to print all the numbers. Okay, see how the logic works. So I will put a debugger here. Okay. So let me run the, so enter a number 5. Okay. I have given 5. Okay. So I keep two loops here. This is the upper loop and this is the inner loop. This is how exactly nested loop exists. If one loop contains the another loop, then we call it as the nested loop statement. Okay. So it begins with I equal to 1, the initial number. Then it will check I less than or equal to 1. So the expected logic, if you remember, okay, expected logic, if you remember, the first thing we have to evaluate, okay, the first thing we have to start with I divided by 1 that equal to 0. It has to divide up to the number. We will start with 1. So up to the numbers means only one time it will execute. Then it has to start with 2, 1, then 2 divided with 2. Then it has to start with 3 divided by 1 and 3 divided by 2 and 3 divided by 3. So this is the way it has to execute. Let me give all, so it would be easy to understand. Okay. So in this pattern, to the numbers which it founds completely divided by 0, those to be printed as the output. So 2 must be printed as the output, 3 must be printed as the output, and 4 is not a prime number. Okay, so it's not a prime number. Then again, 5 has to be printed as the prime number. So this is the logic it has to perform now. Okay, so just cross compare, is that doing the same operation or not? So initially I set to 0, the number is 5. So I less than 5, the condition is true. It will go inside. It will go inside. So we were at this logic now. I divided by 1 divided by 1 logic. So at this moment, how many variables are there? The count value is equal to 0, means still the logic is not initiated. Okay. So what I need, I have taken the first number in my series, means up to 5. I have taken the first number in series. Now 1 need to be divided less than 1. Okay, means if I take 1, it has to be divided with all the numbers less than or equal to the taken number. At this moment, I have taken 1. So it has to print all the numbers less than or equal to 1. So I put another logic inside J for the this. See here we have two variables, I and J. The upper limit, the upper loop takes the I value, means this values. Okay, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be given lead to value I. So I will be consideration as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And each number should be divided by less than or equal to the same number. Okay, it should be divided by all the numbers from 0 to same number. Means the second series 0, 1 here, 1, 2 here, 1, 2, 3 here, 4, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the second number which is dividing will be handled by J. The main number which is to be divided or which is to be evaluated as the prime number or not, that will be considered as the I. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be considered as the I value. Here also 2, 3, 4, 5 will be considered as the I value. 3, 4, 5. All the first numbers will be considered as the I value, and the numbers which are dividing, that the lead will be given to J. This is how the program is executed. Now what happens? I value already I have decided using this number. Then what is the next thing to be decided? J value. So what exactly J value? J value is less than or equal to I. At this moment, if value of value of I is 2, j value starts from 1, incremental up to 2. Okay, j value less than, j value from 0 to j value. Okay, so that lead will be given by j. So at this moment, I value is 1, I value is 1, 1 need to be divided by 1 because there is only number less than or equal to 1. So that logic I'm giving here. J starts with 0. So J starts with, J start with 1. So 1 I have pointed here 1. Then J less than or equal to I because it has to be divided all the numbers up to I. So it will go to the second logic. J value is J value is 1. I value is also 1. See, I value taking from the upper loop, J value in the inner loop. Okay. So 1 less than or equal to 1. The condition is true. Okay. The condition is true. I divided by j. See, I said the first number figures the I value. So this is the I value divided by j. The next one will be pointed to j. I divided by j is equal to 0. The condition is true. It will increase the count value. Okay, now the count value becomes 0. Earlier it was 1. Okay, now see at this moment, this is executing the inner loop. Okay, this is still executing the inner loop. From here, okay, from here, it will go to see whenever it starts any loop, it has to exit from the loop. Unless it exits from the loop, it cannot go to the next statement. So in order to go to the next level, it has to exit from the inner loop actually. Okay. So from here, what happens is it will go to the incrementation of the j value. Okay. So what is j value? J value is 2. Okay, j value is 2, but I value is still 1 because when it was executing the upper loop, the I value is 1. Still, it did not go to incremental of the I value. So, j is 2, I is 1. The condition is false. As the condition is false, it will exit from the inner loop. Okay, it will exit from the inner loop. The selected loop will be terminated. It will come to the count. Okay, so this one is working with I, still I. For I, how many counts are there? There is only one count. Check for the condition is false. It won't print 1 as the output because one does not have the 2 factors. Now, if you look at this, now this is at the end of the upper loop. See, there are 2 loops. This is the inner loop. Inner loop ends here. Now this is upper loop, but it has to exit from the upper loop also. In the upper loop, what was the recent I value is 1. From here, it will go to incrementation of the I value. Okay, now it went to I value. Now, what is the I value at this moment? 2 means it has started iteration of the second one. At this moment, I value is 1, 2. So I less than 5, the condition is true. It will go inside. Again, the count will set to 0 because if we don't set to 0, what happens is it will keep on increasing. Even suppose for 1, there is 1 factor. When it comes to 2, it will add 1 plus other numbers. So every time we have to ensure we need to set this value to 0. Okay. Now it has started doing this operation. So I value is 2, 2 is taken, and again 2 has to divide from 1 to up to the given number. So again, the j will reset to 1 and check for the condition. Okay, it will go check for the condition. So what is j value? 1. What is I value? 2. Means I value is 2, j value is 1. It will go inside, it will check for the logic. I divided by j means I value is 2, j value is 1 at this moment. So it will check as the condition is true, it will add. So 2 divided by 1 logic is executed. As the remainder is 0, now the count value becomes 1. Okay, then it will come to end of the inner loop. And like I said, 2 divided by 1 is evaluated, then it has to evaluate the second number. 2 divided by 2. So it will go to incrementation of the j value. Now j value becomes 2. Okay, j plus 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 is executed. J value becomes 2. Now it is trying to perform this operation, but remember still I is same. Unless it go to the upper loop incrementation of the I value is always same. Okay, so it will come inside. Now I value is 2, j value is 2, 2 divided by 2 logic will be performed. As the remainder is 0, count will be added. So how many variables are there for count? 2 variables. Now it will go to incrementation of the j value. Now j becomes 3. Okay, j value becomes 3, but I value is same. The condition is false. It will exit from the loop. See exactly, it is divided by 1. It is divided by 2. Then it is checking how many count variables that divides as the 0, 2, so that it will, here the condition is matching. Okay, count is equal to 2. It will go inside. It will try to print the I value. It will try to print the I value. Guys, give me 1 second. Okay, so the count value is equal to 2. 2 will be printed as the output. Okay, then it will come to here. See, if you look at here, 2 is already printed. Okay, now it will go to incrementation of the I value. So it is trying to evaluate this logic, next logic. So same logic. Okay, see, just follow the cursor. Okay, so 3 divided by 1 means j value, j is 2 means executing this logic. So it will repeat the same logic whenever it finds, I think now I is 3, j is 3, then incrementation of the count. As the condition is true, it will print the I value, means 3 will be printed as the output. See, 3 also printed. Then it will try to do operation with the 4. The next one is 4, right? It will try to do with the 4. Okay, so it will add whenever that divides with JPEG. Yeah, sorry guys. Okay, so this one is executing the inner logic. Okay, at this moment 4, I guess. Okay, 4 is also having 3, so 4 will not be printed. So if you see, 4 will not be printed. Now executing for 5. So let us see all the iterations for 5. Okay, 5, j is 0, 5 less than 0. It will add. Now increment the j value. J less than 5, condition is true. So it will only increase the j value. That is how the inner loop is executing. Okay. So I think now I is 5 and j is 5. Okay, the remainder is 0. So it will execute. the count is 2, it will print 5 as the output. Okay, so it has printed all the numbers. Let me do some change. Okay, enter a number. I'm giving 100. See, it will print all prime numbers up to 100. Okay, 0 to 100. It will print all the prime numbers. Okay, so do you understand the logic, guys? I don't expect like it should be perfect in this, but we should understand the way we are trying to put the logic into program. Okay, okay, all of you understood the program? You can speak out, say yes or no. Abhishek, Amit. Okay, great. Okay, so this is about the way nested loops are working. Okay, keep this program in your mind. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of the GitHub. I will try to put all these codes in GitHub, but will take some time. As of now, we were very busy in office. We have production rollouts, not having time to fix them. Uh, every day, 1, 2, 3 in the midnight. That is how our timings are going. Maybe to next week, I will try to fix it. Whatever programs I'm doing here, I will try to put it into the GitHub where you can access them. I will see it, but by the time, try to follow the recordings and try to recreate the programs. Okay. So this is about the loops we have. We do left with the for each loop. I just will come back to for each loop after we discuss the arrays. Now the concept we need to discuss is the arrays. And after arrays, we will discuss the for each loop because those are interlinked. Okay. Now let me start with arrays. See, arrays is the most probably whatever concepts we were discussing now, these are the basics of the C#.NET. And in fact, not C#.NET, any programming language, maybe C or C++, basics of any programming language up to arrays. After arrays, we have to start with the object-oriented concept, which is relevant to only object-oriented programming languages like C++, Core Java, and C#.NET, this kind of things. Okay. So try to follow. I believe that basic concepts today would be the last day. And starting from tomorrow, we discuss object-oriented concept. I need 3 to 4 hours to complete object-oriented concepts. If we are in object-oriented concepts means we are into real-time concepts. Okay. If you don't understand, if you don't practice object-oriented concept, definitely you will feel bored, you will lost, you will lose your interest in learning .NET. Okay, so need your focus. I would like to warn you from the beginning because after going few days, if we try to gain your interest, you will not understand anything. This is how we have experience with our previous students. Okay, so now consider like arrays is the last concept in basic programming skills. Okay, so what is an array? Okay, so arrays is one of the data type. Okay, arrays is one of the data type which allows multiple memory locations using the single declaration. So what is the meaning of? Consider like I would like to write a program. The purpose of the program is I would like to take all marks of students. I would like to find average of. So that is the intention. Okay, I would like to find average of all marks of. Now consider you have 10 students in class. Okay. So now imagine to write a program with arrays, without arrays. Suppose if you have 10 students in class, if you would like to take average of the 10 students, and if you would like to find out average of the 10 students, maybe if you are not aware of the array, okay, maybe if you are not aware of the arrays, you may try to design the programs like this. Okay, marks of student one int, and int marks of student two, int marks of student three. Like this, we may try to do the program, because I need to take each student mark. I need to put it into the variables. Then I have different tasks, like what is the least mark in the class, what is the maximum marks in the class, and what is the standard deviation of the class, and what is the average of the marks. Like this, I would like to perform different operations. Okay. So using this so you maybe expect like this to write the program, because you need to take 10 students. But the problem is I have 1,000 students in my class. I cannot keep adding like this, right? Int S1, S2, S3, like S1000. I cannot do it. That looks very bad. So I need a different approach to declare multiple variables. Okay. In terms of the performance, in terms of the program management, that would be very easy. Okay. So what are the disadvantage by declaring like this is, when I said like this, it will generate 3 memory locations at 3 different slots. Okay. So when I do this, okay, when I do this, and S1 will be allocated to this one, S2 will be allocated to this one, S3 will be allocated to this one. Okay. Now, when I try to assign a value S1 equal to 0, the value will come and okay, the value will come and will be sitting here. When I assign value to S2, value will be coming here and sitting here like this. Okay, imagine, okay, imagine, uh, I have given you a task. Okay, I have given you a task. Mm, like I said, there are few balls in this room. Yeah, it's not working, but try to follow it. Okay, so here there is one red ball, here is one green ball, here is one yellow ball. Then I told you, first pick the red ball, then yellow ball, then green ball, like this. Okay, so what we will do is, we will go to this room. If you find the red ball here, then you will go to here. If you find the green ball, you will pick up, or else you will go to the other room, you will check the next room, and you will come back like this. So see, if I suggest you go and pick the balls, that is a different story. But I suggest you to pick the balls in order. Okay, in order. So when you have 3 different values, S1, S2, S3, like this, when the values are occupied in the respective memory locations, when I said to pick them in order, it would be little bit struggle. Okay, it would be little bit struggle, because accidentally I go here, I found one ball, I go to here, I found a different ball. That is all luck. Okay, maybe you find it soon, or maybe you find it later also. So when you define multiple variables like this, when you need to access them in order, not in just like pick S3, S2 like this, when you need to pick them in order, slightly takes time, because those are at different locations. Okay, those are at different locations. Okay, you need to travel from here to here. You need to travel from here to here and here to here. So takes time. Instead of that, let us imagine, instead of creating like this, okay, let it be generate all the memory locations in nearby. Okay, in nearby like this. Now your S1 will be pointed to okay. So your S1 will be pointed to here. Your S2 will be pointed to here. And your S3 will be pointed to here like this. Okay, like this will be pointed. Now, when I said pick the balls here, what happens? The advantage is travel time is very less. Okay, those are at successive memory locations. See, this is to understand. I'm trying to convince you like this, but the way it organizes is total different actually. Uh, you know, in your lower standard, you maybe have some idea about the data structures. If the subject exists in, if you are from CSC background, in C language, there would be a concept data structures, how the data will be organized in the system. Okay. That is see, that is only the purpose of introducing data structures in lower standard. But I know many professors, they won't tell you the real purpose of it because it's very tough to understand the data structures. Okay. Uh, but it follows the data structure. It doesn't mean computer will generate the memory locations nearby, but it follows a data structure algorithm to identify the next memory location in easiest way. In order to explain it in better way, I'm not sure if the people in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, they might watch a movie. In that movie, what students will do is they will go to the exam. When they go to the exam, they will keep some slips in their pocket. So suppose if there are 10 questions, each student will keep answer one person. Like some X person will have answer to question one person two will have answer to second question like this. Now what person will do is at the end of the copy check, they will keep reference of the next question, means question two answer is available at the second person. Like this, they will prepare a chain to identify the sequence. Okay, so it was the Comedy Click Pen Telugu movies, but I'm not sure how to explain to other student guys. So basically what it will do is, um, in this example, when you go to the second room, suppose if you find some red ball here, and in the room there will be another slip says, green ball contains in which room, S3 or S2. Like this, there will be a link will be provided connectivity between one room to another room. Obviously, what happens is the searching time takes less when compared with the previous state. So if you declare S1, S2, S3, what happens is there is no clue when you go to any room. Manually, you need to enter every room. You need to figure out the required ball available or not. But here what happens is there will be a link provided between one memory location to another memory location. The first memory location will gives you the feasibility to identify the next memory location in the easiest way. Okay, so that is the concept of the arrays. So basically what arrays will help you is arrays will allow you to declare multiple memory locations with single declaration, means S1, S2, S3. You don't need to declare so many things like this. Single declaration, S1, S2, and S3. And each memory location, it will provide a link with the second memory location. Provide a link with means it has the easy mechanism to identify the next memory location so that it takes the less time to assign the value, means to put the value into the memory location and also to get the access to the memory location as well. So that is only the concept of the arrays. So basically what arrays will do is, using arrays, you can declare n number of memory location using single declaration. Suppose in this point of view, if you need 3 memory locations, instead of declaring S1, S2, S3 like this, what simply you can do is S of 3 you have to declare. Now what happens is it will generate 3 memory locations. If I keep S of 30 memory locations, it will generate. If I keep S of 50 memory locations, it will generate. Then how to identify the memory location? See, earlier it was S1, S2, S3, so that we have references to the respective memory locations. That is a different story. Now, I have only one, right? Then how it divides the names of the memory location? That is where the concept of the index will comes to the picture. So when you said S3, what happens is it will generate three memory locations. Okay, three memory locations, and the names of the memory locations are divided like this. The first one will be notified as S of 0. The second one will be notified as S of 1. The third one will be notified as the S of 3, like this. Now, how many memory locations you have is total? You have three memory locations when you set 3. Suppose if I set 30, what happens is it will generate 30 memory locations, and the sequence will be given to 30. Now, if you would like to access the first memory location, this would be the, if you would like to access the first memory location, S of 0 would be the name of the first memory location. S of 1 would be the name of the second memory location. 3 would be the name of the next memory location. So that the way to access them is very easy because they have come up with the default linking mechanism. Okay, I'm just giving example. You guys try to search on internet linked list. Okay, in the data searches there is a concept of the search. In that search there is bubble search. I don't remember all. I mean, it was many days ago. I teach to other students. Okay, bubble sort. Like there are 6 to 7 types of sorting techniques, and linked list, double linked list. Like this, there is the concept of the data structures. Try to watch online, you will get a lot of information. So arrays will follow that kind of mechanism to assign the values and to access the values. Okay, so this is the introduction to arrays. Take break for 10 minutes and come back. We will continue with the arrays coding part. Meanwhile, uh, if any one of you have, all of you have done with the assignment last week, I have given it to you. Anyone ready to share your screen and show it to me? I feel good. If you do not practice, that would be fine. But let me pause the recording. So when we go to the classes and object concepts, then you will understand more about this. But just try to remember like this. When you wanted to declare an array, means n number of memory locations. This is the way to declare. Okay, int and a brace, and this is the name of the variable. You can imagine like this. Suppose if you would like to declare a normal variable, a equal to 10, you are declaring, right? So because there is only one memory location, we did like this. But you have to keep the name like this, and a brace, you have to leave it. Then A is similar to numbers. So this is called as the name of the variable. And new is the operator. You will understand more about the new when we discuss about the classes and objects. But we need to know a little bit about stack memory and heap memory and all. But for now, just ignore and remember it. This is the way to generate. And int is another data type. 5 refers to I need 5 memory locations. Okay, 5 memory location. And remember, when you work with the arrays, when we said using arrays, you can declare the multiple memory locations using single declaration. All the data types should be the same data type actually. Okay, same data type means, okay, so using this declaration, what happens is it will generate n number of memory locations. Okay, n number of memory locations. It will divide it into 5 parts. Okay, 5 parts like this. Okay, so this particular declaration will declare 5 parts, and the first one will be named as, okay, first one will be named as numbers of 0. The second one will be named as numbers of 1. The third one will be named as numbers of 2, like this. It will extend like this. Yes, sorry guys, due to restless work, cold, cough, sneezing, lot of things. So numbers of two, like this, it will extend up to numbers of five. Okay. Here 0, 1, 2 are called as the index of the arrays. Okay. Suppose if you would like to access the first memory location value, you have to say number of 0. Then it will bring out the first value. Number of 1, it will bring out the second value. Here 0, 1, 2. These are called as the index of the arrays. Okay. So the way to assign the values and the way to access the values from the arrays purely depends on the index. Okay. And when you do like this, there is one condition on arrays. That condition is it should be the same data type. Means when you generate n number of memory locations like this, either it should be an integer data type, all should be decimal data type, or all should be the floating data type, or all should be the string data type. There is no possibility using arrays. Store the integer value in first memory location, store the floating value in second memory location, store the decimal value in third memory location. It is not possible, not accepted. So the definition of the arrays is arrays is a collection of similar data types. Okay, arrays is the collection of similar data type. Collection means number we put it together, means more than one we put it together. So we said a collection. Okay, arrays is a collection of same data type. It should be the same data type. We cannot put different data types into the arrays. So int refers to all my memory locations are integer type, and this one refers to representation of the arrays, and this is the name of the array, and new operator will allocate the memory, dynamically allocates the memory. We discuss more about new operator along with the classes and objects. And int of 5 means generate 5 memory locations with the variable name number 10. Okay, now it will generate 5 memory location. Now there are different ways to assign the values. The first way is just leave a brace like this. Here assign the values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, like this. Now what happens is to this array, 5 values are already assigned. The first one takes the value 10. The second one takes the value 20. The third one takes the value 30, and fourth one 40, and then 50 it will take. I don't have space. At least I will try to put the last one. Okay, like this values will be assigned. Then how to display them? Okay, how to display them? Okay, so in order to display them, that is the reason we discuss loops before we come to the arrays. Generally, we can display them like this, console.writeLine. So what we said, the arrays can be accessed with the representation of the index. If you would like to access the first value, you have to say console.writeLine numbers of 0, so that the first value it will try to display it. Just try to run, see is that able to display the first number. See, it is able to print the number 10. Okay, like this, we can keep on adding. Okay, so this is the general way to access them using index numbers. You see all the values are displayed, but this is very painful, right? What if I have 1,000 length variant, should I rate all 1,000 number one, number two, zero? It's very painful. Then what you should do is, that is where we have to use the concept of the for loop. Okay, for guys, give me 1 second, let me drink some water. Yeah, sorry guys. Okay, in I equal to 0, here I less than 5, I plus plus. Okay, so in the loop, what you can do is console.writeLine numbers of I. That's it. Okay, now what happens? The earlier program, if you remember, we write I of numbers of 0, numbers of 1, 2 like this. Now using loop, that would be very easy now. Okay, so the I value will keep on increasing. First one, it will take numbers of, say, I value 0 less than 5. It will go inside. It will print the numbers of I, right? I value is 0. Number of I it will take. Number of I means 0 value it will print. The first memory location will print. So this loop will continue 5 times. It will keep on giving that value. See, now I value is 2. Now it will go to incrementation of the I value. Okay, 3. So third value, number of I is the 3. So number of 3 will be printed and 4 will be printed. Then it will exit from the loop. I is equal to 5. I less than 5 condition is false. Okay, it will exit from the loop. In that way, it can print the values. See, we can see the all the values together. Okay, so now we have few techniques to use. This is not the good practice to write static numbers like this. Instead of that, what we can do is we have to keep numbers dot length. So what this will do is this will automatically will calculate how many values exist according to it will take the condition automatically. So this will reduce the error rating if you run the application. See, earlier we keep it 5, but if you focus on number start length, that one also taking 5 only. You don't see any difference in terms of the output. Okay, see, we see the same output. Okay, whatever numbers are there in array, we can access them. Okay, like this, we can keep. Okay, in this way, we can have good clear view. Okay, like this, we can see the numbers. Okay. However, we have more, little bit more. Okay, let me finish it first, then I will go to other types. So this is the uh, assigning the values at runtime. However, instead of doing like this, means if you wanted to assign the values in different way, we can assign in different way also using the index number. Number of 10 equal to like this also you can do. Now what happens is 10 will go and will sit in this position. Okay, like this, you can assign values to all. Okay, 10, 30, 40, 50. Like this, we can assign the values. Okay. Yeah, this is another way to assign the values. Earlier we saw like this. This is another way to assign the values. Okay, so the output is set. Okay, just to access them. But still, I don't want to assign the values in the program. but I would like to assign them after run the application, not here, after running the application. Means, see, if I do the other program like here, after run the application, it was asking me enter a number so that I was able to key in a number and that was able to find out the uh, whatever logic I want. So basically, I don't want to do any static assignment in the program like this. I would like to assign the values after run the application. Okay, after run the application. Then what happens is you have to work with another loop like this. Okay, so instead of display, you have to read the values, right? You just need to uh, read the value. So number of I equal to int dot parse console dot read line. Okay, now what happens is in the loop, it will ask enter a value. You have to key in value. That value it will take. So in order to see this, console dot write line, enter value. Okay, like this. Okay, so now what happens is it will be in the loop. It will take the first number, last number like this, it will proceed. Okay, say loops I have explained, you should be able to understand these logics because if keep on explaining these small logics also, it takes 7 to 8 months to complete .NET. It's very lengthy for your career. Okay, so if you focus a little bit more, you should be able to understand this like because already loops we have discussed. However, let me explain to this one. Okay, so basically the array value I don't want to take at design time means when I'm trying to write the program, I don't want it to assign that value. I would like to assign that value after I run the application. Okay, so I will run the application. Okay, it will come to see I value is 0, I less than length, that is the true condition. So it will ask me enter a value. Say it will ask me enter a value. Then probably what I need to do is I have to key in a value. I have key in a value. Okay, so now what happens is whatever the recent number I have given 110, that will be stored in value of I. If you keep this, see the first value is occupied 110 because number of I value is 0. In I of 0, I have given one value. That value will be stored in 0th position. There is 110. See remaining are 0, all zeros. Now what happens is the I value will be incremented by 1. Okay, I value incremented by 1. Go inside. It will say enter a value. Okay, enter a value like this. I will enter. Okay, so I value is how much? 1. Now go to numbers, see I of 1, the value 20 is taken. So like this, it will take all the values up to 5. It will try to put it into the desired variables. Okay, so enter a value 30, enter a value 40, enter a value 50, and then it will try to display all the values that I already have assigned. Okay, already I have assigned. However, if you would like to do this in more efficient way, uh, you can format the output like this. Enter value at. So this is the format coding technique. That's it. Okay, so this kind of techniques you will get by self-explore. Okay, just run it. So we can see the formatted output. Enter value at 1 in array means first position. second position, third position, fourth position, fifth position. Okay. So the values are 10, 20, 30, 40, 80. Okay. So this is the way to work with arrays and uh, loops together. Okay. However, when all of you understood arrays, I mean, how to give the value and read the value? Anyone know? See, if no, you can tell me, I can explain it again. Say yes or no.
So,
You
so
can.
here is why required I plus 1.
Yeah, generally 0 we don't understand, right? Even index is 0, we are keeping the value at position 1. Okay, so that is the formatted output only. Even you are keeping the value in 0th position. For us, that is the first value, right? If I don't keep 1, what happens is it will say value at 0. To read, it may not easy to understand. So that is a formatted output, Rani. It has nothing to do with the input or output. If you are comfortable to understand in this fashion, you can keep it. In my point of view, how many variables I have declared is the 5. So that I would like to remember them like first position, second position, third position, fifth position like this. But the index begins with the 0, right? If I don't give +1, what happens is it will ask me like this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There is mismatch in understanding the numbers. It doesn't mean the functionality is wrong. Here I said 5
Okay. Yes, sir.
when I see the last index 4. So little bit confusion to avoid that for my end user point of view, because we know the index will start with 0, but when you give it to client, what happens is client will confuse why should I enter value 0, because they start with 1, right? Our Indian culture never start with 0. We will start counting with 1 generally. See, in India, we will start our steps. Suppose if you are counting steps, we will start with 1, 2, 3. But in foreigners, they will start with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 like this. Yeah, we can do that, Naresh. Instead of numbers here, we have to take the string. See, easy, take .NET training case. Okay, so if you would like to use the float or decimals, we have to change the logic again. Okay, so this is the way working with the arrays. Okay, so anyone still have questions? Yeah, Srikanth, Amit, Abhishek, are you guys able to follow? Okay, great. Okay. Okay, so arrays based on its structure, those are divided into 3 categories actually. Okay, 3 categories. That is, okay, like this. We have Okay, we have three types of arrays which are called as single dimensional array, two dimensional array, and jagged array. I will explain all. I see very rare of using two dimensional array, the jagged array. In fact, okay, in fact, I never use a two dimensional array in my experience. And jagged array also I never use it, but many times I have used the single dimensional array. But we need to have complete knowledge about the two dimensional array. But I never found any use of the jagged array when to be used and all. But you need to have the knowledge about it. But mostly, the two-dimensional arrays, these are the data structure related. Means data structure means you see the Excel sheet, all of you know, right? In Excel, how the data is organized. The data is organized in Excel sheet or CSV sheet in the form of the rows and columns. Okay, rows and columns means the data is organized in this format. Okay, if you look at the Excel, the data is organized in this format. Some rows will be there, some columns would be there. Okay, like this data will be organized. Okay, so if someone wanted to design a software like Excel, maybe they will use the two-dimensional array concept there. Okay, so mostly arrays are the data organizing format, how we organize the data. Okay, for that purpose we have. Okay, so whatever concept we discussed now, that is the single dimensional array. However, the arrays can be single dimensional means it would be in the sequential order. The allocation of the memory can be accessed in the sequential order like this. Okay, like this, the data will be organized. Here one value, here one value. Values will be stored in the respective memory locations. However, when we need to organize the data in this format, okay, if you would like to organize the data in this format, means rows and columns format, single dimensional array is not flexible. Means instead of generating the memory locations in the sequential flow, if I need 6 memory locations, instead of generating like this, I would like to generate them in the form of the rows and columns. Okay, in the form of the rows and columns like this. See, memory locations are 6 only. Here also 6, here also 6. The way it organized in the horizontal sequential flow. But if you would like to organize something in the form of rows and columns, okay, in the form of rows and columns like this, vertical columns and rows format. Here you have only row format. You would like to do multiple rows and columns, then we have to work with the two-dimensional array. Okay, so then you have to work with the two-dimensional array. And like I said, arrays are the way you organize the data. Okay, it doesn't mean the memory locations will be generated vertical, horizontal like this. It purely depends on how comfortably you are organizing the data. Okay, I'm not sure if any one of you have idea about the SQL server. The data is organized there in rows and two-dimensional array, RDBMS concept in your academics, relational database management system. So there is the concept of the how the data will be organized, how the data will be indexed. And all those concepts, arrays will be used as the hidden program. Using arrays, those softwares are designed actually, not arrays, any collection of data. In future, you will be having more advanced concepts in here as well. That is a different part. However, there are another two types of arrays, two-dimensional array and single-dimensional array. And the array already we discussed is the one-dimensional array. Two-dimensional we will discuss in tomorrow's session. And I can give you some work. If you guys are interested, you can write it down. In this array, you have to write a program to find out sum of array number. Suppose if we go 5, just try to find out sum of all, average of all, mean of all, median of all. Okay. You can search for the formulas. What is mean? What is median? Okay. What is average? You can search for them. You can try to design a program. If we stuck up anywhere, if we don't get the proper output, let me know. I will try to figure it out. And again, these are not programs in hand. Okay. Means if you ask me like how to design a standard deviation program, maybe I cannot do because I need to understand the logic for it. Then I have to put it into the format of the program. If there are any errors, I need to fix them. So that is the lengthy process. Try to do it. If we get any bugs, let me know. Still, if you do not get it, many online programs you can find it. Try to figure out them. If you don't understand any logic, if you don't understand any, if you get any bugs or errors, if you could not able to fix them, then let me know. I will try to help you out on that part. Okay. So